Brothers, calm down. The church isn't going anywhere. Lex Liberty is watching the attempt to forcefully overthrow the management of the Pentecostal church called New Life, Place, Portland, Oregon. Year 2019, the last weekend of October. Dozens of our cameras are monitoring an important meeting of brothers. The day-to-day living of the church has stopped, and all of the events have been canceled, including traditional Mass. Vanya, do not push me. Vanya, do not push me. The raiders, whose ideological inspirer is the bishop of the Slavic Missionary Church, Bethany Adam Bondaruk, thinks that this meeting will be the final one, and the position of the pastor Vasily Nikotovich Vakulski will be taken by Bondaruk's henchman, Alexander Grinko. For 4 long hours, the parishioners have been told tales of how bad of a person their pastor is, and then they decided to show them our little investigation as a counterweight to their opinion. They have not shown it in full so that it does not become too obvious who Grinko actually is. Let's listen how difficult it is for him to talk after that. Not only in the Pentecostal movement, but all over the world, this would be considered slandering the church, slandering the brothers and the elder brothers. Note that Grinko is afraid to even look in the eyes of Vakulski, who's been serving the church for over 28 years. But Grinko is seemingly more afraid of Bondaruk, so he continues to dig his heels in. Normal people can't take this kind of pressure. Enough! 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 This is a conspiracy! There is another setup that speaks to the character of Alexander Grinko. He does not pray together with everyone else Lord's Prayer. We can see very well how he is impatient to get the microphone. He does not even wait for the final amen before he starts walking to the stage. The secretary of the church, Ivan Usva, asks the parishioners whether they want to conclude the meeting. They do, but this will mean there will be no vote against Vakulski and Grinko loses it. No. A crowd runs onto the stage, and the religious meeting turns into a rumble. Friends, please calm down. This is Piotr Openishuk. He is one of Bondaruk's men. It was him who went to the neighboring church with the van with blacked-out windows. The rest of Bondaruk's crew, together with him, came from California in this van led by Sergei Komish. Openishuk has disappointed the boss. It's too soon to celebrate just yet, as Grinko could not manage to get the crowd on his side, and they are revolting. This woman has a lot of issues with Grinko. One of them is a personal issue. Alexander, where are you? A month ago, Brother Alexander came up to me. He said he always sees me in church. We have been members for 20 years now, but he wouldn't recognize me. But Alexander Grinko did not recognize her, probably because they have met before, and she knew too much about him. I know. Alexander knows. And everyone who worked with him know. They are people who have faith. They are people of faith. The Hertz Company, he was a manager there. He insulted the people of faith. The people. They got insulted and abused. He did not let them attend church. He ignored the believers. People cried. They ran off. All these years, she timidly put up with all the insults, but could not hold it in any longer. She could not stand the attacks against Vakulski. You are attacking Vakulski. You have no shame. I will tell you that this man is a man of real faith. I had a problem with my sister. She was in a coma for 4 months. And he came, but she was a non-member of the church. But he came and prayed for her. At that moment, she opened eyes. I stood and will stand for our pastor and ministry people did wrong. Shame on you. He prayed during the night for another woman when her kidneys failed. The situation has spiraled out of control. They had to call the police. Sergei Homish, fellow countryman, has completely lost it. Alexander Grinko even squatted down. He was quiet, and in the end, there was a revolt. There is now police in the church. Now, let's transport ourselves into that church hall, but a few years earlier. All of the participants of this scandalous affair are standing on the stage. They are conducting ordainment. Before the ordainment, they each said a sermon. In the end of his sermon, Bondaruk decided to pour his heart out and spoke about how the old should make room for the youth. I'll tell you a secret. This is one of my internal needs. They say that it is easy to go up a mountain and difficult to go down it. That is what the mountain climbers say. I pray, as I also feel that this is very difficult. What am I holding myself back for from this? When I am only a little older than your pastor, what if I am holding myself back for? What am I holding myself back for from this decision? You are my boss. And I have not yet cleared it with you whether I should retire yet or not. However, I think that this will happen. It will happen soon. Judging by the other churches in the States, there are many old preachers like me, but I hope there will be a change. He did not deceive us. There is a change. However, Bondaruk, who has himself said that he was older than Velkulski, is trying to replace Velkulski, putting all his effort into it. Bondaruk does not seem to be going anywhere. War for the New Life Church has not been won yet, but he had made the first step. Brothers of the New Life are fighting up on the stage where they have sworn to love each other, and this is all happening right in front of the rest of the parishioners, as if it were a play or a performance of a sort, and they were the viewers. Take your seats, please. What is truly horrible is that people are answering to this call. They are taking their seats and watching the performance, and not because they like what's going on. They are catatonic. They don't know whom to believe anymore, so they suspect everyone. This is not Bondaruk's personal victory. This victory has a hellish grin.
Отец наш Небесный, сердечно Тебя благодарим. До этого часа Ты нам помог.